So we've had loads of requests come in on how to get your bike's paintwork looking good again. So today we're going to do just that. It's your pride and joy after all. By the time we're done with it, you're going to be the envy of all your riding mates at the CAF. It's going to look good. Now what is essential is that your frame and forks are spotless. If you're unsure on how to do that, there is a link in the description below on how to clean your bike properly. If you've got a matte finish bike, what's really important is to rinse it with cold water from a hose pipe and then rinse it again and then clean it. The reason being, if there's any grit at all on the frame, when you come to actually wash it with a sponge, you're going to get some very, very faint scratches, and that's not what you want on your bike. Now, if you've got yourself a glossy frame, this one here belongs to my colleague Tom Last. He designed the paintwork himself, you know. I recommend using this. This is Carnauba wax. This is actually from the leaves of a plant which is found in northeast Brazil. Presumably, it's to help repel the rain, which I understand is pretty common there. Now, why do we use Carnauba wax, I hear you ask? Well, it's used in car wax. And why? Well, importantly, it's one of the hardest and toughest natural waxes there is, and it's also insoluble, or practically anyway, in water. So, if it's good enough for cars, I reckon it's good enough for our bike. Now, if you've got one of these, a matte or a satin type paint finish on your bike, increasingly popular these days, don't use the Carnauba wax. The reason being, it actually reduces the appearance of the matte finish. And after all, you got the matte finish for a reason, right? Now, I've actually just spoken to Alistair McLean at Fat Creations, who specialises in bike spraying, and he loves the look of matte finishes. He doesn't enjoy spraying them too much, as it involves a whole nother process from standard jobs, and sometimes to get it just right can take a long time. Now, I can testify myself. I own a couple of matte frame and forks, and yep, they can be pretty hard to keep clean at times. I can, however, recommend this thoroughly, WD-40 Bike Cleaner. It's worked wonders on my bikes to get rid of any oil or little blemishes, as well as this, the Humble Wet Wipe or Baby Wipe. I know loads of pros who use this to clean their bikes, their shoes, even their helmet. Highly recommended. So why can't we use Carnauba wax on a matte or satin frame finish? Well, you've got to think about it like this. If you were to look at the paintwork under a microscope, it's full of peaks and troughs. It looks like a mountain range. If you then start layering on wax or polish, basically you're reducing that so it looks flat. Really, the way that the light reflects off of it is totally different. You're going to ruin the matte finish. It's not what you want. So how are we actually going to protect and revitalise your matte paint? Get yourself along to a decent local bike shop, a decent car accessory shop. What you're going to get recommended is actually something in liquid form. The reason being, it won't fill in those mountain peaks and troughs that I've just explained. Instead, it's going to follow the contours of the paint, and it's going to leave your matte paintwork looking good. Now, if you're building a bike from scratch or you want full protection, I recommend having just the frame and forks to work on. That way you can get into all the intricacies and all the fine details and actually give yourself better protection, better shine, longer lasting. The good news is, some products I've read have a 12-month lifetime, so all that hard work is certainly worth it. Now, if you've not been able to strip the bike down just for the frame and forks, don't worry. Although I would recommend removing your brakes, your chain set, your derailleurs, so you can work the wax or the liquid into all those nooks and crannies. Then it's simply a case of following the instructions on the product, applying it, and you're done. And now, to actually stop any damage of the paintwork, I recommend putting on some of these. They're self-adhesive clear patches. They stop any cable rub, ideal to protect that paintwork. You can also get them that go underneath your down tube. That's good if you're riding off road. It stops any gravel or stone flicking up and damaging or chipping away at your paint. Now, I think Mr. Tom Last is going to be pretty impressed with what I've done to his bike here. Not only have I given it a good polish, paintwork gleaming, it's looking pretty bling too. Now, do remember to like and share this video with your friends, and to subscribe to the Global Cycling Network. Click just in here. And for 2 more great videos, how about how to wash your helmet? Click just down here. And how to prevent scratches? Click just down here.